What's up, guys? So in this video I want to share with you my tips on how to have rock solid energy all day every day. This video is based on a request when you guys commented asking me to do a video on my philosophy on health and some self-improvement tips. Normally I just do mainly videos on this channel on business and some other controversial subjects, but I like to do videos also on what you guys request on. So as you guys know, I have multiple businesses. I'm a single parent, and I have a lot of responsibilities, yet I'm still able to keep it all balanced, and it's because I make health my number one priority. And the reason why, some people see that as selfish, but the reason why is because I know that with better health, the better father I can be, the better businessman I can be, the better coach that I can be to people that I'm working with, the better friend that I can be, the better person that I can be for my community. And so by pouring excellence into your health, that excellence will bleed off into every single area of your life. So the first tip on how to have unstoppable energy and excellent energy is to make your health a priority. It's funny because it's one of the number one reasons why people go to the doctor is due to lack of energy. Like it's this great mystery. It's one of the most common reasons people go to the doctors due to lack of energy. But most people don't make their health a priority. Think about it. The average person, especially in the United States, they eat a crap diet. They eat a standard American diet full of, fast food, cheap food, all kinds of just garbage food. And then they come home. They just binge watch TV. They sit on the couch. They start drinking beer and alcohol, and then they're late up into the night on the computer or on their phones, getting all this artificial light into the eyes late at night, past the time that you should be getting light, and their sleep quality is horrible, and then they wake up the next morning, they feel tired, they can't understand, so they got to guzzle down a gallon of coffee and caffeine and stimulants to be able to get started. And then they repeat this vicious cycle. They're eating junk food and just whatever's quick and convenient, and they can't understand why they don't have energy. When really it's so simple. And so by making your health a priority, by making it truly a priority, you will begin to have better health. It's so simple and it's so quick in how you can begin to transform your life around and begin to have more energy, which really is one of the keys to success. Think about it. You can have all the money in the world, all the great businesses, but if you don't have the health to enjoy it, then what is the point, right? I would rather be broke but have good health and good energy and be happy than to have all this money and success, but to have poor health and to die at a young age due to disease and things like that. So first off, put your health first. Make it a priority. And one of the best things that you can do to put your health first is to focus on breathing exercises. Just once a day. Even if it's just 5 minutes, just take a couple of minutes every day, preferably in the morning, to do some conscious breathing exercises, very deep breathing exercises, in and out. I highly recommend to check out Wim Hof, phenomenal guys. They basically defying science, by, some people know him as the Iceman. You can research about him. But it's just utilizing breathing exercise. That's his secret. I purchased the Wim Hof Method course. I'll put a link below if you guys are interested in that. And it's a week-by-week course that teaches you how to just completely transform your life through breathing exercises. I started on the program about 2 years ago. It changed my life. Super cheap and amazing. But whatever. So that's breathing. You can go think about it. You can go weeks without food, maybe even months, arguably, days without water. But you can only go minutes without oxygen. So that's the single number one most important thing that you can do. Tip number 2, or 3, I think I'm on now, is exercise. Every single day, do something physically active, some kind of physical exercise. And I know some people, you got to take some days off for recovery and things like that. Maybe so. Maybe this isn't the best advice for those who want to be like breaking performance records and things like that. But if you want to have awesome energy every single day, then exercise every single day. Because it doesn't have to be extreme. Even on your kind of rest days, still do something light. Do like half the workout that you normally would, or just do a light version of it. But exercise is gonna get you to breathe more deeply. It's gonna force you to oxygenate your body, to get the blood circulating. You're always going to feel awesome, after you exercise. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I'm sure most time after you guys exercise, you feel better, especially, maybe in the beginning, it's, oh my gosh, so sore. But once you get used to it, it becomes addicting, and you get those feel good emotions, and you just feel awesome. So exercise every single day. Highly recommend that. Another thing, guys, a lot of guys are watching porn and masturbating all the time, and that's draining all your energy. One of the simplest things, especially when I work with men and I tell them they're low energy, no motivation, I tell them, stop jerking off. You're jerking off, yeah, stop jerking off. Stop jerking off, boom. Energy is never lost, it's only transferred. So that was one of the, a discovery I discovered years ago. I remember when I first did a 30-day challenge and no masturbating, how productive I became. And suddenly, it was like my productivity went through the roof. And so, obviously men and women are different. I don't know all about, how this is for women, but for men, when you're jerking off all the time watching porn, it's, literally draining away your life energy. And you will clearly notice a difference in your energy, your mood, your emotions when you either cut it out completely or at least limit porn and masturbation, as much as you can. And, you'll have more energy. It's a simple thing that you can do. Another thing is take your sleep seriously. Start going to bed earlier. Stop watching TV and looking at your phone right before you're going to bed, because that's going to mess up your sleep cycle. Really about at least an hour or two before I go to bed, I like to cut off all technology. Alter, I have these red lights in my house. I wear blue blocker glasses, and I'll usually just read and try not to mess with electronics. So that way, I can get into a deep sleep as quickly as possible, because I believe it's about 2 hours after you're exposed to white and blue light that your body, it takes about 2 hours for your body to start producing melatonin naturally. We weren't designed as humans to live in this world with all this artificial lights. We were meant to live in harmony with the sun, setting and rising. And so we've so distanced ourselves from nature that we're having all these problems. And so a lot of research is out there. You can do your own research and see for yourself. And that you want to try to align your sleeping habits with as closely as possible as that of the setting and the rising of the sun. Go to bed earlier, wake up earlier. And limit your technology up to sleep. But if you do want to look at your phone and TV and stuff like that before bed, then I'd highly recommend investing in some blue blocker sunglasses. I'll put a link in the description to the one that I recommend below. Not meaning to have all these plugs in here, but hey, I know, just like to share what I recommend and use. Another thing, I eat a whole food plant-based diet. Okay, I've experimented with a lot of different diets, and I find that I have the best health. Men lie, women lie, but numbers never lie. And so I'm one of those OCD kinds of people who checks my blood work quite frequently. And I've been eating a whole food plant-based diet for 2 years. I used to do keto and carnivore diet and all that for years. And the blood work before showed my health declining year after year. Cholesterol getting higher, blood pressure getting higher, lower in vital nutrients, and even things like B12 and things like that. When eating a keto and carnivore diet and all that, which supposedly you don't have any of those issues, but then once I switched over to a whole food plant-based diet, my cholesterol came down into healthy levels, blood pressure came down easily, and in my nutrient levels and my blood work, everything just perfect across the board. And I find now that eating this type of diet, that I have more energy than ever. I feel better. My skin is better, and I don't need as much food as I used to. I don't, it's so much. Before I remember like constantly always thinking about food because I was cutting carbs and things like that. I couldn't wait, for that cheat day where I could have all the carbs and everything like that. It was like I was constantly fighting this craving for carbs, and where now I don't count calories, I don't count carbs, I just eat until I'm satiated, and I find that I don't need quite as much food as I used to. And the reason why is because our bodies are a lot more hungry for vitamins and minerals and nutrients than it is for calories. And that's why you can eat a whole bag of chips and still feel hungry, because there's no nutritional value in it. So you don't have to go completely plant-based like I am, but I definitely recommend incorporating more whole food, plants, fruits, and veggies into your diet, so that you can flood your body with the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, so that way you can start to experience more energy throughout your day. And then also, I want to end it on is fasting. I'm a huge proponent of fasting. I find that I have more energy. I'm fasting today. Every single Monday I fast for the whole day, and I have a lot of energy. I've been coaching people all day, and I've been, exercising, doing all kinds of things. And I find that I have more energy when I'm fasting than when I'm eating food. And it makes sense. Think about it. After your body, it takes a lot of energy for your body to digest food, and your body's either digesting or cleansing. That's why, after you eat like Thanksgiving dinner, you eat so much food, you feel like, you can barely move, you just want to lay on the couch and die. And, when you're fasting, although you may feel some hunger craving, especially in the beginning if you're not used to it, it's, you'll have more energy. You'll find that you just have more energy because your body is not wasting energy on digesting food. So I like to fast one day a week. What's up, Rose? This is my dog here. I like to fast one day a week. And I love it. It's a great way to help cleanse the body, to help keep your cholesterol and blood pressure in healthy levels, amongst many other benefits such as weight loss, helping to manage your weight. And I'm also a big proponent of intermittent fasting. I think intermittent fasting is a great way to be able to to have more energy. Because again, the more food you're eating, the more energy it's taking to digest the food and so forth. So these are just some quick tips. I could talk about this all day. I try and maybe talking a little fast because I'm trying to keep this concise. I don't know how much you guys are interested in this, but I did get a comment request on this. So for those who are interested, I do have my main channel, gdoumanian. I'll put a link below in the description. That channel is mainly for sharing my health philosophy, health tips, self-improvement tips, inspiration, motivation. I created this channel kind of like to create a alter identity and experiment with different types of videos, and do mainly business videos and things like that. But if you're more interested in following my philosophy on health and fitness and everything like that, and my self-improvement tips, then follow me on my main channel, gdoumanian. I'll put a link in the description of the video so you can check me out on there. And it's okay if you disagree with me. You don't have to agree with my philosophy. I'm just keeping it real, 100, like I always try to in all my videos. And whether you agree with me or not, it's all cool. We're all on our own journey, whatever. I'm just sharing what works for me. Take it or leave it, ignore it, hate it, love it. I'm just sharing what works for me. So if you have any questions, leave a comment below. And until next time, guys, keep making that money. Let's make it a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life. See ya.